Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Elyon Online. It's your host, Adventurer Galore here, Explorer Gamer. I'm your host, Kyrandis, and welcome back to this video. And today's video is about Elyon in the closed beta. A lot of people come to stream asking about like thoughts and opinions about the game. I'm gonna go through each of them, every single thought here that I had about the game, and also concerns, problems, and whatever about it. I won't really have a well, I guess I'll have the TLDR at the very end, but it would be very, very brief. Or actually I'll have it right here. So long story short, I think the game's alright. It's pretty good. I highly recommend you probably join this game with a group of 3 to 5 friends or something like that, and hopefully you all have the same gameplay mindset and wants and whatever. Unfortunately, I don't have such a group. Feels bad, man, but yeah, like I believe this game would be actually really fun if you play it with a group of 3 to 5 friends, simply because a lot of the dungeons and also group content sort of mirror around that number is what I've sort of seemed to see. Like even going for like people doing arena or whatever, it's like requesting 3 versus 3, 2 versus 2, 1 versus 1. Then you've also got like faction wars and whatnot between the two sides. It's open ground PvP between the two sides. You're forced to fight each other, one side versus the other. You can usually tell where there's action if like one of these places have an alert stage, 1, 2, or 3 or something like that. Or usually you can actually just go to the fortress and just start marching yourself over and having a look at the enemy territory, which is where the other players are who chose the other side. One of the things that I find at least very interesting, or at least for the most part, Elyon is pretty much like your traditional MMO, except it has pretty much everything that you want in your traditional MMO. You've got raids, you've got dungeons, you've got world bosses, you've got like weird open source events, you've got housing, you've got all sorts of different progressions, skill trees, whatnot. It's pretty much like your traditional MMO amped up to like the max. As far as I'm concerned, like I think most of the systems are interesting. It's kept me at least engaged for the entire closed beta test, and I played the game probably like I think 14, no, not 14, last stream was like 9 hours, so it's like I played a total of probably around 16 hours of the game. I still don't really know what's like everything is, but I'll just tell you what I've known up to this point. So we'll just go through like progression and skill trees. So skill trees is like your skills with your class. You usually get skill points that you can unlock like different effects with your skills. So when you unlock a different effect with your skill, it sort of operates differently. So usually just by itself, this is like a rapid shot or whatever that I start with, and then if I put 36 skill points into this thing here, then all of a sudden it'll have like a split shot effect in it, and then you save the skill tree or whatnot. You can set up presets like this. People who have played like Guild Wars 1 or Guild Wars 2, this should be fairly familiar to you. That's at least like one of the things that's sort of like rang some nostalgia for me. I do enjoy this skill attribute system. It's actually kind of interesting so that you can pick up one of the effects. You can't pick up all of them, unfortunately. That would be kind of OP. But you would have to pick up like one set of like a difference in terms of the skills that change the skill or whatnot, and then your skill points go down. You can increase this either by levels or by Rune Stones. We'll get into that later. And some of these other skills that are like locked or whatever, this number here isn't the level, that's the amount of skill points you need. You can get it by killing world bosses or doing dimensional portal bosses. Dimensional portal bosses is another like faction war like map where people contest against each other and doing like bosses or whatever. Overall, it still spreads more about like you need like some form of group play in this game. It seems kind of like required, so don't expect this to be like a solo game. A lot of people know me from playing from Black Desert, whereas like Black Desert you can kind of carry yourself and there's not really too much of a group play like requirement in most places in that game. But like, and then other people were coming in going like, oh, is this a BDO killer or whatever, whatnot. I'm just gonna get it out of there right now, like no MMO is gonna kill each other. Most MMOs only kill themselves with bad business choices and bad design choices. That's just a fact. Like MMOs don't kill each other. They all exist persistently, and most of the time gamers can play more than one game. Okay, it's not the end of the world just because you played one game, the other one suddenly doesn't exist. So just saying. And then so like this system I thought was already pretty interesting. You can just drag it to your slots down here, which unlock based on certain requirements. You can break through to have an additional few slots. You can't pick every skill, but obviously you can mix and match a lot of them. Now you might be like, oh, that's like not too much customization, but hang on, there's actually more. Okay, so from that skill tree itself, you also have your Rune Attributes here, which is from your Rune Stones. So these can also further like change how your skills react as well, even further. So for instance, right now, because I was PvPing before the beginning of this making of this video, I was going with a bunch of move speed or whatever, right? So I was trying to get like some move speed, and I was running super fast because I just had to get out of dangerous situations because like my opponents were like 2 or 3 shotting me because they were just way over geared. Now it's just some filthy casual CC bot, so I just like crowd controlled the fuck out of them, and then we deleted that person like once or twice, even though he like in 2-3 shot like me and like the group of people, and then eventually like some super power geared person on my side came about and wiped the floor with his face too, so it was like it all worked out eventually. So you know, the PvP combat was like pretty spontaneous and pretty engaging out of nowhere for the most part. I don't know how that's going to progress later on as the game develops and also stabilizes into a full-on launch. So that could be grossly different later on, but I think like the amount of different like builds you could have with each class is probably going to be fairly enormous. I'm sure this will generate a lot of discussion among the community, which is also kind of nice because that's how I made most of my friends in other MMOs, was generating theories and analysis of like builds and skills and things like that, and also just, you know, conversing with what was effective, what was very meme god strength, what was very like, you know, good for like content, or like stupid like builds that people didn't think of, those kinds of things. It's usually what I find exciting about most MMOs, is like coming up with random builds that people don't really like figure out or think is ineffective, and then making it work. So like the move speed here I thought was pretty actually busted. It slows your attack speed by 4% but increase your move speed by 16, and then the second tree here doubles the effect on like the first line here. At first I was reading this, I was like, what the hell does this mean? Doubles the penalties and advantage of the first line, glass cannon, Qinggong, Hone Skin, and agility attribute effects. It's talking about this line here. So it doubled this effect, slowed my attack speed by 8%, but I moved by 32. And when I'm sprinting, I actually run as fast, if not even faster than people on mount sprinting. It was like, wow, this is kind of cool. I can catch people trying to mount run away and just like kick them off their horse or whatever. It was it's pretty funny, and then just jump out of the situation after like dropping like CC landmines at their feet, because Gunner was pretty mean. This was like, you know, other skills down the road. Obviously the getting 48 points is kind of ridiculous, but like you get like new skills as well from this rune tree if you can get all the way to the bottom. And these like points, like there's all sorts of kinds. You can make like tank builds, support builds, or you can get a mix and match of both. It's a bit hard to like focus fire like one type of attribute, and so with that in mind, we go into Rune Stones with this. Rune Stones is pretty much like these little jewels that you can socket into your gear. The jewels itself, there's all kinds. The white ones are skill points. So if you slot more of these white ones into white slots, then you can get more skill points, which you can edit more of your actual active skills as well. So what you can do is you can dismantle your equipment or whatnot, break it down for a runestone powder, and this powder is basically used to upgrade the stones. You need to upgrade it in the fashion of like 2 level 1s turn into a level 2, and 2 level 2s turn into a level 3, and 2 level 3s turn into a level 4, and so on. So it sort of like exponentially increases in complexity, trying to get to like a high end. And on top of that, like at higher enhancement levels, it's kind of, there's like a chance for it to break or whatever. So I had like one up to level 4. I think at level 4 it can actually have a chance to like break or downgrade or whatnot, so there is some RNG. I don't know the rates. I don't think it's very forgiving at all, because like these things are actually pretty big game changers when you have a number of them in your equipment. So these stones, basically the more you equip on your gear, the more of these points raise, and then the more you get to, once you reach a threshold, you get to select one of these rune attributes, things that sort of modify your gameplay quite a bit. So the other thing is like also finding gear with the correct colored slot. You can't just willy-nilly shove these in however you want. You actually has to match the colored slot on your gear. So for instance, this one has a red and a yellow slot, so I can slot a red slot and a yellow slot. You can of course edit these with like changing items or whatever that changes the slots. Sometimes I believe you have to sacrifice a gear, and then again there's RNG involved whether it succeeds or fails. And then that's another like form of progression, I guess. There's very many different forms of progression. I haven't seen any accessories yet, but I'm pretty sure accessories just explode when you enhance them together, because every Korean MMO is like that. I don't know why, because I guess jewelry, if I ever went to Korea to buy jewelry and I slammed 2 of them together, it would just magically poof in my hands. It's just a meme, okay? But as far as I'm concerned, yeah, pretty much every Korean MMO, you try to enhance jewelry, they just explode the moment it fails, or it gets a line added to it when it succeeds. So yeah, and then enhancements is actually a little bit different. So a lot of people were concerned about enhancements in this game and how it worked. It's a little bit strange here. So if you look at the attempted enhancements there on the tooltip on screen there with the 4 diamonds, that's pretty much how many attempts you get on the piece of gear. So with this gear, I get 4 attempts here, but then you'll notice my gear is also +5. So it's like, how's that possible if like it's only +4? Like if you succeed all 4, it should be +4, right? Correct? No. And then so the thing is, with this game, there's different like enhancement stones. Technically with a 4 slot, the highest grade of enhancement stone I've seen is like +3 at a time. So basically with a 4 diamond slot, if they all succeed, I would be able to potentially get this gear up to +12 using the highest grade stone that was available at the time of this video, which is a +3 stone. So a +3 stone is like made with 10 of these +2 stones, and you get one of these. So you'll notice like success rate is lower than that of other enhancement stones when enhancement increases by 3, and apparently it's a lower rate too. So there's even further RNG involved. So like I think the +2 stone is actually kind of good already, and then +1 for like your sort of throwaway gear. So you would need like 10 of the +1 stones to make 1 +2 stone, but you need 10 of the +2 stones to make 1 of the +3 stones, and plus of this unstable catalyst fragment that's made with a dungeon time attack. This is unfortunately, like, as simple as this system sounds, or to some extent, like in terms of attempts, that to me speaks like it could be really troubling to like maximize like gear pieces or whatever. There's also other things to note about these slots as well. I think the gray slot on this attempted enhancement is like a lower success rate, and then the ones with the golden borders around them generally have a higher success rate. So you can sort of like try and attempt your more expensive stones on the gold slots if you're looking for a higher success rate or just a higher base gear or whatever. You can also upgrade your gear rarity too. So this is a blue piece of gear, and there's also like ways to increase it into a purple level gear, and then afterwards you can also enchant it. As you notice below the 4 set effect there, it says enchant can be added by an enchanter. You can enchant extra effects onto it, and the more higher plus grade it is, the higher level that you've enhanced it to, the more rune slots you get as well, which means you can also edit those rune slots into the colors you want, which means you have to spend more resources per gear, and that pretty much works for every single slot, and that's a lot of work already in my opinion. So I'm just like, oh boy, like that's a lot. And then on top of that, seeking like set effects, if you just got like random blue armor or whatever, or other armor that doesn't have a set effect, I'm sure eventually you want the set effect because some of these set bonuses look pretty intense. Attack speed plus 10% is huge in my opinion. It's 10% more DPS by animation speed, and then decreases cooldown by 10%. That could be a lifesaver. Some skills have like a 20-second cooldown. 10% cooldown is 2 seconds off, 18, but you have like a number of skills that you rotate, and that's on all of them. That's a huge bonus to me as well. Then you also got the random effect there right underneath the stats. Okay, ground targeted skill critical hit rate. It's like there's things that are pretty OP broken on certain stats. Like for instance, there was a glove that said max weapon attack plus 12% or something, and I was like, what the heck, like 12% more maximum attack power sounds great. And then you've got others like projectile skill power 5%, which is probably like all your projectiles from your skills do 5% more. I think I dismantled that glove, so I don't have it here to show. But there are like different effects that you can roll on each piece of gear that can obviously increase your damage even further. So there's a lot to edit and a lot to like work on each piece of gear. On top of that, like the crafting system is very, I don't know if it's simple or convoluted or complicated. I didn't really get into it because I didn't really know how to go about it. I do know that there is a limited resource bar for life skilling right there, the action points. I gathered 1 mine node and it consumed 10 energy, or 10 AP here, and then also like maintaining someone else's trees as part of like a quest or whatever, like literally performing maid service at someone else's house estate or whatever and helping them grow their plants and gardens. It cost me like 20 energy to like manage the thing for like a few seconds, but I got like money out of it. It wasn't like a total waste, but I was just like, oh man, this resource is like kind of small. I don't know how you can like raise the cap on this, but the recovery rate is very, very slow. It's like 3 every 10 minutes by default. It does say there's like a star blessing package, which I'm assuming is like the game sort of like value pack or like subscription sort of in-game thing. And then the furniture and landscape effect to also further boost its recovery. Although I don't know how big life scaling is. I was looking through the crafting tables, and the crafting tables also looks very, very RNG ridden, because like I was like looking at, oh, let's look at the black anvil rifle. It's like major success 5%. Like, all right, 1 out of 20. That's kind of rough. What's like this purple one here? This purple one's like 10% or whatever, right? Okay, 10%. 10% is like 1 out of 10. Maybe these materials might not be too hard to get later on, but I don't really know. Then it's like 5%. Then it's like 5%, and then finally you go to like endgame gear, I guess is probably what this is, and it's like 1%, and then it's like, oh shit, like what the hell? Like level 43 was a transcendent grade, so there's orange grade gear. So that's what I'm like, oh shit, orange grade gear. Now that I've seen this, I've got blue gear here, and then there's purple, then there's yellow, and then there's orange, and I'm like, yep, that's a long journey. I'm like, damn. I'm like I said, the last MMO I was playing seriously with a dedicated effort was BDO, but like I'll probably play this in the background. I honestly thought the game was actually kind of like alright, so like the systems and everything like to a traditional MMO was alright. The graphics are good enough for me. I'm not really that picky with graphics. I thought these graphics were pretty good. Apparently a lot of people pointed out that my character has nice booba, but I don't really know. I was just like, let's just edit character. Editing character was actually, in character creation, was actually quite nice as well. Everything was like labeled appropriately, and like the sliders were really intuitive to what you're editing, like jaw or like shoulder widths or whatever. And like, I guess booba as well, and like butts and whatever. So, you know, sex kind of sells in games anyway, so why not? And then, one of the problems that I want to go about right now is just like regenerating. So regenerating in this game is actually kind of rough if you're not a healer. You just have to chug potions at the moment. I've already submitted feedback that like, I'm like, hey, why don't you guys put like a health pillar or something in town, in the towns where you can just talk to it and then you'll heal to full life. It's only in towns. Like, it should only be in towns. It should not be out in the field or whatever, or near a PvP zone, or like at the PvP zone it's at a major like respawn point, not at like a outpost or whatever. And that would be really great, because like these potions do kind of get pricey. Might be like, oh, it's 600 gold or whatever, like each, right? But like you're chugging 600 gold every single time, every 25 seconds if you're in constant combat or you're trying to take on a harder challenge of a foe or whatever. Whereas a healer doesn't have to do that, and it's just kind of like a wild imbalance in my opinion. So I really hope they actually add in some sort of health pillar or whatever in towns. So that should help a lot. So now that I've gone through like mostly progression, that's a lot. There's still like another tree that I forgot to go about, which is the mana tree. This is your mana tree as well. This apparently changes like every season or whatever. There's only a particular way to power this up, is either through daily quests and also through a dimensional portal map, which is open right now for 13 more minutes. It's open at set interval times or something like that. You can go to the portal and then you go in there and farm. Most of these maps are realm versus realm or faction war maps, so there are PvP and enemy players in there as well, so do be careful. But it is actually kind of exciting because there's just natural like spontaneous fights that break out in the fights, so you can just go in there and just start either grinding the monsters in there to power this tree up. Some of these things in here greatly change how your skills work. So for instance, this one is like launch 2 additional homing projectiles that struck enemy each time any non-projectile hits from at least 15 meters away. That's pretty OP. So that means like some of the skills proc really fast, right? So 2 homing projectiles at the enemy when they hit by a non-projectile hits from at least 15 meters away. So if I'm at a certain distance away from the target, which like through practice, like that can come off really fast. So this is like 1, 2, 3. That's 3 non-projectile targets, and if I'm 15 meters away and they all hit, then I'd have those like homing projectiles just also spawn and hit the target as well. So that's quite a big change, just like getting some of these effects. Getting to the very end transforms some of your skill projectile effects. Some of them is like, you know, you shoot it forward and it has a return like magnet, so, which is insane, but it obviously lowers the damage. But like going back and forth, like, you know, if you got crit effects and whatever and whatnot, that's an extra chance for it to crit or whatever, which could be like, it could overwhelm that damage loss that you get on the skill. So, you know, there's very different many things, or like CC effects like freezing or whatever with electricity could cause like status effect bonus damage. So overall, it's kind of worth to read like all of these little things here when you're auto-pathing, I guess. So when you're auto-pathing, just like open this window up and stare and theorize on how you might want to build your character. There's definitely no one set way. Each beginning skill, depending on where you start on this mana tree, gives you a different ultimate. This one gave me a bunch of like shotgun blasts. Each class has its own different ultimate. This one was like just one giant AoE, and then this one was like turns you into an iframe electric ball that has a vacuum on it that doesn't do too much, but it's really memey. I can definitely see this as like in PvP, you just like warp into a huge group of people and turn into an electro ball. So you know, and then I guess like there will be a next season tab there later on or whatever that shows what the next tree might be. I don't know if they'll edit the trees. So those are like all the forms of progression I've discovered for like active grinding or your traditional MMO sense. There's also collection book as well for progression. So on top of all the things I just mentioned previously, collection book is also another form of progression. As you notice here, if you have a bunch of Rune Stones registered in here, like a level 2 and level 3, I can raise my max HP by 60. That's actually quite a lot considering my max HP pool is 5.6k right now. Some people might be like, oh, 60 HP isn't that much. I'm like, this is a lot to me because it's only one line of like progress. If you add up all of these HP bonuses, this is well over like 20% health increase in total or whatever from what I have now. On top of like the stats that I'll gain down the road, like vitality increase as well. So, you know, this is just one page, and then there's like vitality here to learn vitality 1 increase, and you get materials. Over here you can get like an unstable weapon enhancement stone, which you can save up for like a big enhancement or a heavy piece of equipment later. You got like safe enhancement tools. That's another thing here that you can get from world bosses. So progress is quite high. So it's man, some of these is like registering a purple weapon plus 8 dagger into it. Holy, like what if you got to use that? And then there's still so many things to like discover in this game that 16 hours really doesn't do much for it. It's just trying to like figure certain systems out. I was completely lost as well how to like find better gear. One of those things is that you probably will figure that out better than I did, because I sort of played this casually and like came into this game completely like a blank canvas. No preconception, no guides looked up or whatever, and overall I think my experience was pretty okay. Housing has a lot of stuff in here as well. You can upgrade your houses, upgrade your gardens, your slots and whatnot. You have to do these housing tokens. Basically, like I said, it's your traditional MMO with like a lot of everything. I do think like the housing has like a lot of options too. Generally when I see like housing in MMOs and it has like this level of detail to some extent, where they put like menus and bars and everything, and like upgrade slots and everything, and how to stages and whatever to upgrade your house, usually that incites that like, oh, this game's looking to become an end game where like you'll be playing for a long period of time. And so oh, this is done now. Wait, oh, I'm teleporting. Apparently teleported to some area here, so I don't know, that was something I planted in my garden. I wasn't really sure. Glide and grab as many as I can from a bunch of jewels that will appear in the sky very soon. So you've got like odd quests like this that are like sort of mini games like this, which I also thought was pretty cool. I guess those are platforms. Not really sure how to do this, but I'm pretty sure I have to like just like fly into this jam. It's not good enough. It wasn't good enough. Feels bad. I'm pretty sure I have to land on that rock to like get into it, so. Oh shit. Oh, okay, well. 100 mastery required for mining. I don't even know if I can mine this. Oh, I can mine it. Oh, mastery too low, but I got plus 13 mastery for failing it. A housing token. Okay, so that's what's needed for also like increasing my house tokens there. And I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to get up there without using jetpacks. Yes, there's jetpacks in this game. There's also flight in this game as well. There's certain things again, like I said, I still don't really know because it's just like, oh. So, let's see if I can grab that jewel or whatever that I saw over here earlier. Oh. Wait, can I? Oh, I did it! Oh, shit. Okay, this is my first time doing this. Honestly, I think like the first time that happened on stream, I wasn't paying attention, so I wasn't even sure what to do. So quick foraging, you know, just like tiny mini game to gather faster. If you fail, obviously it takes longer, the full 5 seconds. So yeah, there's like these weird little things to do in the game and whatnot, which I thought was, at least for the most part, interesting. Because it can break up the tedious grind. I do believe there is a tedious grind in this game as well. Ore Fragment X2. So yeah, there hasn't been much grinding in the game, but this is actually pretty cool to me. I'm actually like really excited right now. Like, wait a minute. No, I missed it. Okay, well, I didn't lose AP while doing this. That's also kind of interesting. Normally, when you gather resources, you lose AP. So like, when this map is ongoing for the 5 minutes, I guess you should really like plow through it as hardcore as you can and get as much as you can out of the map. And there's also like airships or whatever too. So this is pretty much the world map for it is right now. There's the main map is just Hearth. You've got battlefields, which are pretty much realm versus realm and arenas and whatnot. It's pretty much the maps. Dungeon Nightmare City, Dungeon of Dark Apostle Lab. These are dungeons and raids. The dungeons in this and raids in this game are actually kind of difficult. Just because it's selling itself as a PvP game doesn't mean that there's also like lack of PvE content. The one thing I don't like about like the game is that there's like dungeon limits and like quest limits on per day. Let me just get back to like the regular map first and show you. Alright, so I'm back on the regular map here, and like back on stream there's also a sky level, so that you notice the map has 2 levels to it. There's like ground floor and then there's sky floors, so the game is about like some kind of aerial something. I'm sure there will also be like aerial PvP combat, so airship PvP later on, which will be really interesting. I'm actually kind of curious about the people who will play this game in hardcore and watch the videos that they end up making about it. Or if they actually do it, I don't really know. But there was definitely like driving an airship and everything. I did it on stream. There's a clip of it like right here. And essentially like I yeeted like some monster onto my ship, and then it pretty much just like whacked me down and took over my ship, which was pretty funny. But at the same time, like it said it was like a 5-player mob, which again said, like I said, like you really want to like jump into this game with a group of friends, or either that, like just make a bunch of friends on here, I guess. Do something better than I didn't do, is make a bunch of friends. So that's like more like different content, like switch ups. And then there's also like this Luminus thing too, which is like RNG, like a fairy or something that also gives like stats, because it gives like assault points to like your rune attributes, more damage on my projectiles, and you can unlock and roll more skills. I think this looks like a cash shop item, to be honest, but to address that, like people were also asking like, oh, what's the cash shop like or whatever, right? I don't know, because in closed beta test there wasn't one. I'm assuming that there probably will be some very heavy pay to win elements given some of these things seen here. That Luminous thing I just showed you, for instance, like this could be very, very pay to win or whatever, or pay to lose. I mean, like it's an RNG thing. You could literally spend hundreds and not get what you want, or you could spend $5 and get what you want, or you could spend thousands and not get what you want, or you could also just get it completely free if you just wait and patient and just get RNG carried. So if you pay to win, you have to win something. If you don't win something, it's not really pay to win. So that's the other thing here is so that's another piece of progression over here. And then pets, looks like they just help with like some life skills. Maybe they also help with certain other things too. and that's pretty much it. So Elyon, I don't know. I think it's one of the things I actually don't like is that there's like quest letters. Quest letters means you have a limit of daily repeatable quests that you can do per day. I don't know why there's a limit here. Hopefully they increase this a little bit if they really do want to keep the limit, because the 20 quests is like barely any amount of like thing you can do. It's only like 30, like it could be 10 quests or 5. Some take 2, some take 1, and the rewards are pretty big on some of them too. On top of that, like some of it is just like you can like burn through that in like maybe like 20 minutes or something or less. Don't really know, but like that's very little for what it is. Maybe this should be increased to 40. Hopefully, I don't really know, because if you actually like, if you quit the quest, it's just gone too. Like you picked it up by accident or whatever. So that's a little strange. Dungeon also has reward limits, which I don't understand as well. Some of the dungeons are actually pretty fun to do. It's just that like there's a reward limit of like 4 or 5 per day or something like that. Or daily reward count of 4. Maybe this number can change because it's highlighted as yellow. I don't really know, but 4 is really little. Like each dungeon maybe takes like 10 minutes or so, so about like an hour of your game time is just gone. And I didn't really know how else to find like certain pieces of gear or like stones or whatever, or enhancement stones, and it was only through dungeons. And also dimensional portal is what it says there, or Luminus battle. Luminus battle is like AFK training in this game, which is a little strange as well. It has to be done at your house. There's also roles of the trifecta roles of most traditional MMOs. You've got DPS, tank, and your healer. And then they also have like damage bars in the bosses or whatever, so you can see who's not performing, especially a DPS. The DPSs should always be top damage, and then like tank should have the top threat intensity, and healers obviously should have the highest healing. So that's kind of ooh. And then time attack dungeons, level 40, gives a whole different set of like gear. The other thing is like, so one of the troubles I had early on when I was playing was also like discovering, oh, where do I get gear or whatever, right? I can't just buy it from the NPC because it's just like the baseline garbage gear. And so basically when you're on the map, you can click these little word icons and it tells you what drops here. So for instance, like Orc's Watch drops like a blue weapon that I probably really need because it's item level 190 and mine is only like 205 at the moment. I'm assuming that one can also be enhanced, so like that one is potentially better, the one that I was looking at on the map here from Orc's Watch. This says like attempted enhancements 3 to 6, whereas the one I'm using has no enhancements at all, so this is potentially technically better. So you know, you should click around like to see what these are. Most of these world bosses or like open world bosses drop like decent gear, but you do need like at least 5 people. So again, group of friends, highly recommended. And yeah, so like you pick up a bunch of quests. These quests are definitely worth doing because it unlocks like certain skill customizations that allows on some of your skills, and it's given by a quest NPC when you make it to like a major city in the middle here at the footholds. Footholds are essentially like major towns. There's only like 2 on each side so far. And yeah, those are basically like, wow, these gives like these transcendent stones and a blue weapon over here. But yeah, so like those world bosses do give a lot of good rewards. I don't think there's a limit on them either, but eventually like it'll just be a Zerg swarm of people like blowing them up when people talk about it on the faction chat. So you'll know like when people are running around looking for people to go kill them, and usually people congregate pretty fast too, so you won't really be too screwed if you don't even have a group of friends to do it with. Sometimes just ask the faction for help and people will come and rally and help you out anyways, because they want you to get stronger to fight against the opposite side, which, you know, you're part of the war effort, which is also a nice feeling too. So like most of the time, like all the PvP just exists between one side versus the other. So obviously if you're playing with a group of friends, just choose the same side as well, unless you want to have like a lot of infighting and bickering. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward from there. And that's kind of like my experience with Elyon so far. I don't think I've missed anything else yet right now. That's pretty much everything I wanted to cover. It's quite a bit. I know the video is pretty long, and that's pretty much it. Here's some more footage of like just combat and like highlights throughout like the gameplay. Can I shoot this thing? Oh, yoinked him. Wait, did I just capture him like a Pokemon? Oh shit, he's on board. Oh fuck. Oh no, what did I do? What did I do? Oh shit, I regret my actions. Oh shit, I regret everything. Dude, imagine doing an explosive air hop on your own ship and not falling off. Oh shit, I regret everything. I'm so dead here. Holy shit. Oh my god, I'm gonna die on my own ship, dude. Imagine buying your own ship and dying. Oh. Oof. What just happened? Dude, I can't dodge like auto homing attack targets though. Auto attack is like really dangerous. Okay, I should learn what this boss is doing so I don't end up killing myself. Last time he just jumped on the floor and I died. He just did a Mario jump and I died. It was all over just from that and I was like, ugh. Oh, I should go for back attacks. What am I doing? Oh, okay. Alright. Alright, so when he's flying in the sky for a little bit, he does that ground pound and it hurts. Oh my god. Oh! What the fuck? Okay. Alright, that's very unfortunate. Oh! I'm soloing him. Oh no, there's nobody left. Dude, the basic attack hurts so much. Oh, it's 4-on-1 now. I can't do anything against this. Oh, I'm dead, dude. I'm fucking dead. It's all over. Holy shit. What is this debuff? Oh, oof. Wait, what? Did it not reset? What's going on here? Oh, I just walked off the edge. That's what happened. Oh boy, what the hell is this thing? I can see his brain! I can see his brain. Yeah, top DPS, baby. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh my chasm stabilizer. No. I'm killing all of them. I'm killing all of them. Why is there so many? Oh shit. There's a boss. Shoot this guy. The real problem. Oh. Yeah, eat that. Oh, oof. Wait, did he die? I can't tell anymore. I've just been like going non-stop shooting. 47% damage. It grows so bad. Winner owns the map, basically? Yeah. I don't like how, like, there's too many skill effects. I should probably mess around with the settings and lower the settings, because it's actually, like, really choppy when, like, combat occurs. Like, it's really choppy. So many players, holy fuck. Wow, that's a lot of people. Oh shit. That is a lot of players. He's melting. Okay, I've got him. Yep, goodbye. Somebody kill him. Oh. After I stunned him, I should have put the green toxic cloud on him. Because that spell is so toxic. It's toxic. Oh, stay away from me. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Okay, goodbye. Oh, you really want to come at me with a landmine there? Okay. Holy shit. Oh my god, the commitment. Oh wait, that's the guy that came back. He's like full HP. How did he get full HP? He was almost dead and then he's a full HP now, dude. Must be nice to have a healer. Well, that guy takes like nothing. 80 damage. It's like literally nothing. Maybe I should use homing missiles instead. Just gonna drop bombs at this person's foot. I'm gonna keep him stunned forever until he's dead. Yeah, that's right. Fucking I literally perma CC'd him. Oh boy. I just dropped 2 landmines on his foot. Because he ran out of his CC breaker. Oh, can I do that with this dude too? Put a landmine at his foot. Okay. Oh shit. Oh, I'm fucked. Oh. Dude, I gotta walk up to people and just drop landmines on their feet. That seems to be working. Oh shit. Oh no. My CC breaker is gone. I'm so dead. Oh shit. You just put like landmines. I don't even know what's behind me anymore. Dude, this class is such a meme class. I need to... Let's see, so I kick combo into somebody and then I drop a landmine at their feet. That's what I... Oh shit, that's so many. I can't do that. That's too much. Even my turret just explodes. Oh, it's that dude again. Oh shit, I have an army here. Holy fuck. That's a lot of soldiers. Oh, I took 2,000 damage and then like 1,000 damage. Look at this chick battle log. Look at this. 2,061 and then 1,442. And I have 5.5k health. So he can like 3-shot me, but it takes me like 50 skills to kill him. So basically me getting that kill on him earlier is like, it's like an ant killing a fucking god earlier. That's what it's like. Considering I did like no damage to him, it's like an ant killing a god earlier. Like he just squashed me like a bug just now, but earlier when I killed him, man, that's like an ant just taking out a god. I can't, I'm not used to my key. Oh, see ya. Oh, bye-bye. Holy shit. I can't use this on dead targets. Oh, I missed. Oh, shit. Get him! Kill him! Yes! Oh shit! What the fuck? Just die! Oh. I'm gonna put landmines on your feet. Oh, don't put a landmine on your feet! I'm leaving. Oh my lord. Dude, they want my ass? He's not immobilized! Oh my god. Alright, this guy's knocked down. I'll put a bomb at his feet. He's still on the floor. Kill him! Kill him! Okay, just, you know, landmines on the feet. That's definitely the way to go. Landmines at the feet. Can't go wrong. Oof. Am I gonna... Oh. Is he immobilized? He's immobilized! Oh, landmine at the feet! No! Landmine at the feet for this person? Oh, stun him again? Oh shit. What the fuck? Wait, where'd they go? Are they dead? I can't tell anymore. I knocked them all down! I knocked them all down! Eat poison, bitch! He's dead! He's dead! He's immobilized! He's immobilized! Kill him! Another knockback! Knockback! I can't see. Dude, I'm probably like super AIDS to deal with right now. Oh shit. Wait, can I just like jump in there on Nicki Minaj? Oh! Landmine on her feet! Landmine on her feet! Landmine on her feet! Oh shit! Oh no! Oh no! I thought the combat was actually like pretty good. It is a game I would play PvP for, strangely enough. Most of the time I don't play MMOs for PvP, but like Elyon I would play this game for PvP. The mechanics seem pretty solid. I'm not questioning or being like completely frustrated going like what the fuck is going on. Even though there's like a lot of explosion and effects like my iframes, crowd control breaker, like escape effects and whatever all seem to work like very well. Like I'm not rubber banding back into spots where I wasn't supposed to be anymore, or like I actually like successfully escaped somewhere and then suddenly just lag warp back into like the person's hands. People have heard me vent these frustrations about other games. Whereas like if you tank to like 15 frames per second, my damage is still consistent with somebody who has like 300 frames per second. So like I've tried and measured the feel for combat. It seems pretty solid. One of the few other things I wish Elyon was on Unreal Engine 4. Apparently I discovered that the game is actually on Unreal Engine 3, which is really strange. Unreal Engine 4 is really just like Unreal Engine 3++. The reasons why I say this is because like even Blade and Soul that started on Unreal Engine 3 is updating to Unreal Engine 4. So hopefully down the road, like in development or whatever, Elyon does make that transition as well. I think it would help the game a lot, to be honest, with like resource management and also on the computer hardware and everything. So overall give the gamers a better gaming experience overall. Also like the mechanisms and potential of Unreal Engine 4 is far higher than Unreal 3. I feel like Elyon has like capped out at the Unreal Engine 3 potential level, because like there's certain things when I'm doing in the game I'm just like, yo, my game frame rate is just like dropping, whereas like I'm playing more higher intensity like graphic games because I'm running on an RTX 2070 and this thing's like struggling or whatever for some reason to even reach 100 FPS or whatnot. I was like, damn, like that's kind of weird. But other than that though, like gameplay is pretty solid. I think the game is going to be buy to play as far as I know. On Korea it was like $10 to $70 in translation from my currency, which is like Canadian currency, so it's actually a really affordable game given that this is what's offered. I don't really know how the cash op is going to go. I'm assuming there's going to be things in there that'll be quite alarming to some people, but most of the things I believe will be like, there'll be like definitely convenience purchases because I do have inventory space problem. So I did manage though, for whatever reason in the game, there's a storage in my house that has a bunch of slots as well that I could just store something. It's whatever, and then there's also like a material bag as well, so there's even like bag inventory. So I feel like inventory might be a problem in this game, but usually that's a one-time purchase. It's not like a continuous purchase kind of thing, so I'm not really annoyed about that. It's kind of like normal with every MMO. I don't really want to accept it as a standard because it's kind of annoying us like to just get gimped on inventory just because the developers felt like it, but whatever. Again, it's like if the price point for buy to play is like anywhere from $20 to $70, I would easily shell out $20 just to play this game with some friends, for sure, if I had like a group of friends interested and we shared the same mindset. But I would only play this game casually because I'm too engrossed with like 2 other MMOs at the moment. But I definitely wouldn't write Elyon off. Like this has been a pretty like pleasant and positive experience. I've already mentioned the negatives being like the quest letters and dungeon reward limits. Hopefully these get changed. The thing about like no healing in town or whatever, or like some kind of health pillar to help you respawn. Like one of the worst things is like when you die, you lose like 15% of your equipment durability, and then when you repair it, your equipment holds all of like the stats to give you your max health, right? So if your equipment is broken, you respawn with like 1400 health, for instance, and I have 5.6k there. And if I heal, if I repair the equipment, suddenly I'm 1.4k health out of 5.6k health. Now I'm just like wandering around town going like, how do I heal this? Like missing 4,000 some odd HP or whatever. And there's no other way but chugging pots or to just go die again. And like repair costs are kind of expensive. It's like 2,000 gold. And then the pots itself is like 600 a chug. And 600 gold isn't even enough to like recover like half of that health or whatever that I just mentioned that would be missing. So unless you're a healer, like I'm like, damn, I'm like, please put a health pillar into the game. That's actually like a really frustrating like design problem in my opinion, that there is no like full heal station in major towns or whatever, in like an outpost. So it's that one's like kind of And then there's also life skilling for people who also curious about like, oh, is this all combat oriented? No, there's life skills as well. There's different class levels and whatnot, and then there's honor class, rank effects. There's a lot of stuff. Like at least everything is very transparent. Is also really nice because you can mouse over these things and it tells you what it does. It should be usually pretty straightforward. I haven't found anything where it was like, this isn't transparent, I don't know what the fuck's going on here. I didn't have much of that reaction at all, so that's good. Most of the time my standards for like MMOs are unrealistically impossible, so to say that this is like decent enough where I would stay engaged in the game is a positive. And yeah, hopefully I hope this game does well. It's always nice to have another MMO title on the market that players can also enjoy. Like the more games we have for us gamers, the better. You just have more fun theme parks to like to jump from place to place. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.